Good morning, everyone. How are you? Oh my goodness. Oh, a yawn hit me as soon as I started talking. That's not cool. Anyway, yeah, I went with chill music this morning. I woke up with a very gnarly migraine. However, it has dissipated as of about 30 minutes ago. But yeah, I was just like, that kind of head pain deserves kind of a chill day. I don't really have any announcements. The only thing that is completely on stream and coloring related, but crochet. So if you like crochet and Brandon Sanderson, if you've read any of his Skyward series, I know it's super silly, but this is something I was working on. Right now, you're going to look at it. If you haven't read the book, you're going to be like, the flip did she make? The species is called a Tanex. It's technically a slug, but it's a hyper slug. Anyway, if you've read the stories, I didn't intend on it being this big, and I didn't follow a pattern. I just sort of made it up as I went along, but the kids really like it. Like I said, the character's name is Doomslug. If I were ever to go to a Brandon Sanderson con, I could dress up as the character from the book. The white bounce is trying to figure it out, and then carry around my little Doomslug. So if you, Francis, have you read it? Have you read it? Oh my gosh. I like, honestly, some of Brandon Sanderson's books, like, they're not quite, like, I feel like the Skyward series is a series I could comfortably read to the kids. Like, it's good. If you like Brandon Sanderson, this particular book doesn't take place in the Cosmere with a lot of those characters. This story takes place in its own area, but it's definitely more sci-fi than it is fantasy, but still, it's Doomslug. Anyway, what with little Steve being really sick last week, I had a lot of time on my hands. Oh, Cosmere and the Secret Project. Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it. But I had a lot of time on my hands with little Steve. Sorry, I'm trying to make it so we're not getting as much light there. Little Steve was really sick, so I was sitting in his room a lot, which meant time to crochet. And so that is what I was working on during all of that hubbub. All right, let's go ahead and scroll on up. Oh, I know, was that Durban? I think it was Durban. Sorry, my pinned message is like covering it up for me. Here, oh, it was Durban. Okay, let's see. Good morning, Durban, and then Dawn and Dominique and Francis and Kara. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, Cece. Make sure I'm not missing anyone. Okay, I think I got everyone. Anyway, but yeah, so we're just gonna jump straight in because I really, like, it's so easy for me to get distracted and just like not hardly get anything done. But I am bound and determined, since we had to take such a couple stream break, what with illness and whatnot, I wanted to try and kind of like make up for that time a little bit. Hi, Kim. By getting as far as we can. So I did do, let's see, what did I do off stream? I refined a little bit of the boxcar a bit. I finished frames. What else? I think I added just a little bit more black, and then I refined the little wispy smoke stuff. Oh, he's good. Yeah, he's finally feeling better now. He's back to himself. He's back to school and everything. But it was definitely the flu, and it was all a little intense for a few days. I didn't talk much about it last stream, but at one point his fever spiked up to like 104, and yeah, it was all just, it was a bit much. The brown trunk. Oh, you're flying out on Sunday. Oh, gotcha. I was like, wait, what? But, oh, well, I'm so glad. Hi, Christine. But yeah, so thankfully he's feeling better. We're all feeling better. My migraine is not related. They come and go as they please. But for today, I was trying to think if I feel like I want to do like a fun color for the sky. I don't know. She's got an umbrella. So actually, maybe we should do kind of like stormy sky, right, Kim? Yeah, it's no fun. Like I told Shannon a little bit of the story, and we can chat about it here now that everything's done and gone and past. So I'm feeling not quite as anxious about it. Anxiety was a little bit high. Oh, fine, Kara. Well, for me, like for Canada, because I'm in the US, like, you get there in a day, not too long, like maybe 6 hours or so, but that's a bit of a trek you're going to have so much in 3 weeks. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's get coloring and then we can chat some more. I'm trying to think, because some of this stuff I can do off stream, like the background here, it'll be the same green here. So I don't want to do too many repeats because otherwise that's no fun. Let's start working on some of these leaves, because once we have these leaves in, maybe we can kind of plan our sky a little bit better. Pink stormy, yeah, maybe, because we could do like a darker kind of gray blend into like a yellowish kind of pink. That could do it. But let's go ahead and get some of these leaves, because like these and these and these are going to be about the same color. I really wish we had a warmer dark green, like a secondary color. We've got hemlock, but that definitely files under a cool green. So Lori green is probably our best bet. Pickle is a little bit darker, but it's slightly more muted. I just want like a richer, warmer green, but I think we can make it work, because we could do the Lori green with a little bit of midnight. We could do hemlock. We could do Lori green and hemlock. And then from Lori green, we'll do, I don't want something as white as apple green. Plus that one was a little bit scratchy. So, all right, let's do hemlock, Lori green, grasshopper, and maybe a little bit of lemon chartreuse. And then if we need to go in with like razzleberry, we can. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Audrey. But yeah, it was quite the roller coaster. Okay, so let's see. We got hemlock, and we're gonna get Lori green. Don't think I've used that one yet. I have not. Lori green and grasshopper and chartreuse. Anybody that's used Android, did you guys get the new UI update, the new user interface? I do not like it. They changed the way that you swipe down and look for messages, so I can't just turn on my phone now and see who it was that messaged me. I actually have to like swipe down, but now there's two different swipe downs. You have to swipe down on the left side to see your messages, and the right side is to like, you know, adjust the brightness. Anyway, I don't like it. I don't like it, Android. Fix it. Hi, Sue. Yeah, you did. I don't like it. It just updated, and it's like, gosh dang it. I didn't even get a new phone, and now I'm having to relearn all of this again. I don't like it. Anyway, I'll be a grown-up. I can handle it. Sort of. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. All right, so we've got grasshopper, hemlock, Lori green, and chartreuse. Probably won't use a ton of chartreuse. But yeah, so he ended up, obviously not like a play-by-play, but the day that it was the most concerning, we were trying to, so he does not take medicine well, like at all. And trust me, every trick in the book, we have tried. I even was up with some bribery. I'm like, dude, I will give you $1 if you just take your medicine. Because the thing of it is if he doesn't, you know, take Tylenol or Motrin, it's not going to keep his fever down. But anyway, I mentioned there were strawberries involved, and let's just say there were strawberries involved, and there was medicine with the strawberries. So the point is that his fever was not going down because he didn't have any medicine in his system, but it was too soon for me to give him medicine again. So anyway, we were doing ice packs, we were doing lukewarm bath, you know, trying to do a cool bath to help bring it down, like all of the tips and tricks. And it spiked up to 104. And I had spoken with the nurse at his pediatrician earlier, and she's like, look, if it's not going down, if it spikes, like, you need to take him into the ER. And I was just like, okay. So, you know, it spikes up because it was actually 104.4 at one point. And it spiked up, and I looked at Steve. I was like, we need to go. Like, we need to go now. And unfortunately, for where we live, there was a fair amount of traffic on our way there. It was going to take us 25 minutes to get there. Well, about halfway there, because I'm sitting in the back seat with him, making sure he's not, you know, falling asleep and all that, because I need to keep him awake to make sure everything's okay. Anyway, about halfway there, he started feeling cooler. Like, and keep in mind, had we gone, like, it would have been, you know, hours there. We had somebody that was going to, take care of little Emily and all of that, because it would have been hours there. They would have had to do, you know, IV fluids, all these things, because they have to, obviously. But anyway, about halfway there, I was feeling him, and somehow, miraculously, and this was without medicine, his fever started going down, and he was considerably cooler to touch. So we pulled over and checked his temperature, and it was down to 101. and like still dropping. Like I was like, what just happened? So anyway, needless to say, I'm like, I'm not going to put him through the trauma of that if his body is managing on his own. So we brought him back home, and lo and behold, it never got up that high again. He still had a day or two with low grade, but he was getting back to himself and everything. And I was just like, eh. But that was all like right on that day that I was supposed to be streaming. And I'm like, we need to take him to the doctor. It was this whole thing. Right, Jeanette? Me too. I've gone back to Last Color in World of Flowers. Do you have any plans to do some more with this? I don't have any plans not to do it. I pretty much, when it comes to choosing books, I take a look at like, okay, is there a new book like this one? Or have we not colored in this book for a while? I kind of just, what sings to me a bit. But no, I wouldn't say it's impossible for us to go back to that one. I actually really like World of Flowers. But yeah, so it was a significant roller coaster of a few days. I was so glad when he started feeling back to himself, because generally he is just, a goofy, happy little guy, and he clearly was not feeling well, and it was just a little unnerving to see him not be himself. So, but then when it started going down, I was like, oh my God, like, okay, this is what we need. Aw. Oh, was Natalie? Did I miss Natalie? Oh, Natalie, right there. I totally missed you. Hi, Natalie. And so, did I say hi to you? Sorry, guys. Did I mention it's that with the migraine this morning, you get that kind of like brain fog where it's like you're there, but also having a hard time catching up with everything. Gotta love that post-migraine-ness. And I could try and guess what triggered it, but it's like trying to figure out where you got a cold. You just assume that you just touched some germs or someone sneezed on you or whatever else. But yeah, so we were glad when everything leveled out and whatnot. So if you're lurking and you're like, my God, why is she always canceling? What's even the point of her streaming? I still like streaming. I'm still planning on doing it, obviously. However, we are in a stage of life where my children will quite frequently get ill. So, we got to make it work. That was chartreuse. It's possible, but we specifically turned the AC down to like 72 because usually our temperature in the house sits at about 74, but we turned it down to about 72, 71. But I do think, butterflies, I think that played a part also because, we're in the car. He's not around a lot of his snuggly blankets or anything. We did have the AC going. Like, it's very possible that contributed to it. In fact, that's what I was telling Steve. I'm like, it had to have been something about like changing location or something. So we definitely filed that away as, okay, next time before we bolt to the ER, we'll try moving the kiddo to the car or something and turn on the AC or sit him in front of, we did have fans going. So it's not that we didn't sit him in front of the fan, but I don't know, like I said, if it was just changing location or what, but last month, that was the other thing too. I was just like, if we take him down there, who's to say, he won't pick up something worse or we won't pick up something. Yeah, exactly, Durbin. Exactly. And that's, I think that, like I said, that played, I'm sure, a huge part to it. Because, we were halfway there, so we had been in the car maybe 10, 15 minutes or so. And, he was so tired, which obviously makes sense. But, I was just like, oh, my God, it's going down. And like I said, I really didn't want to take them because we were going to go to urgent care, but they called us back. They're like, hey, we can get him in, but just so you know, it's 3 hours door to door. And I'm like, well, what do you mean door to door? Basically, from the time we enter the front door, even though if they could get us back in a room, from the time we enter the front door and get back to see a doctor, it would be 3 hours. And I'm just like, we can't have him sitting here for 3 hours if he's got 104-degree temperature. Hence the decision to go to the ER. So, yeah. You gotta love it. Oh no, they get cleaned regularly. And this particular house is actually a brand new build. So we get the filters changed every 6 months or so. And thankfully we don't have to deal with a lot of old equipment, that's been up there for a while or anything. So that is nice. But we were just relieved to see him get back to normal and, be able to recuperate at home. I mean, I've been to the ER so many times. No one wants to spend their evening in the ER. And then let's go ahead and do razzleberry. Yeah, let's do a little bit of razzleberry. Or, actually no, we're not gonna do razzleberry. Let's get our black. But yeah, needless to say, like I said, we're all back to normal. School's out later this month, so they only have a couple weeks left of school. So we are all looking forward to fewer germs circulating. We already decided that when it comes time for the trip to the coast, we're gonna hunker down for like 2 weeks before that and try not to go to like a lot of birthday parties or a lot of places with other kids, because like, do not want to cancel that on account of sickness, since we do have a history. So yeah. Anyway, but that's what was with all the cancellation last week and the carryover. But we're good now, and yeah, we're just trying to get, because we were so preoccupied with taking care of him. I definitely fell behind on some chores around the house, so I've slowly been trying to get back into a rhythm, get caught up on things. I really need to mow the lawn, but not exactly something I've been looking forward to. It's got to be a morning, like when I get back first thing in the morning from dropping everybody off, school, work, all that kind of stuff, because it gets way too hot around here. The neighbors haven't mowed their lawns yet, though, so it's not like ours looks terrible. It's when they mow their lawn in comparison to ours, like it's really easy to see, like, yeah, they should probably take care of that. There we go. There's still a little bit more. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do with it? Let's go in with a little bit of hemlock. Okay. I'm going to press just a little bit harder. Also, for whatever reason, my tummy is making all kinds of noises, so I apologize in advance if you hear that. Let's see. If the music, I know it's kind of chiller music today, so if it's too quiet and you guys can't hear anything, let me know and I'll turn it up just a bit. Any top of your head or shiny your eye trigger migraines for you? No, a lot of my triggers, I'll be perfectly honest, I'm pretty sure that this trigger was, without getting into too many details, was time of the month related. But sun doesn't really, like it hurts if I already have the migraine, like the sun was rising this morning and I definitely wore my sunglasses all morning this morning. But things that will trigger, like things that I know will trigger, obviously refined sugars, most definitely. Honey and maple syrup don't seem to trigger it nearly as bad. I still limit it. But yeah, so like soda, candy bars, not that I like actually eat any of those anymore, but they most definitely will trigger them. If I have not eaten regularly, if like I overexert myself like significantly or something, or if I hit my head on something, that definitely will do it. If I sleep with rollers in my hair, which I rarely do, unless there's some of the like soft squishy ones, that will trigger one. If I sleep funny, it's good stuff. Here we have no mow maze. That's a good excuse not to do the lawn. There you go. Oh yeah, really tight ponytails. Absolutely. That's why today's is in a lower one, because I tried to do one because I didn't even have time to blow dry my hair this morning before I dropped everyone off. So I had like a scrunchie that was here, but it was pulling it and making it worse. And I'm like, all right, so we need something low that's not gonna tug. Come on, me. There we go. I mean, there's a number of things, but sometimes it just gets exhausting trying to figure out why, you know? Okay, the sky. Hang on, I want to look up a Google reference because I want to do kind of like a rainy, let's look up rainy sunset. Let's see what the sky looks like for a rainy sunset. Oh, apparently there's a song called Rainy Sunset by Tyrone Taylor in 1998. Let's see. Okay, so it's still got kind of the yellow to the pink, kind of a purpley, and then a gray. can work. Question is, do I want to do clouds? If you look up on Google, if you want to see what I'm looking at, if you go to Google, here we can switch to this one here. If you go, oh, who am I missing? Good morning, Marcy. How are you? Oh, my mic is wonky. Maybe I'll try moving it up a little bit. Is that better? I'm wondering if it was like muffled in the shirt because I'm wearing a regular t-shirt today, so I have to like clip it and it, come on buttons. It kind of cinches here, so sometimes it ends up laying on the shirt. All good now? Okay, cool. Okay, so anyway, if you look at what I'm looking at, I just looked up rainy sunset on Google, and I'm looking at like the 4th picture, apparently by Vic Teasy, and it says rainy sunset through water drops. So we're going to skip the water drops because obviously we're not looking through glass, but it's got this kind of bluish kind of color, but the clouds is where the like the pink, the underside of it is pink. So let's start with that. Let's go slowly and kind of map it out a little bit. Yeah, we'll start with that. Okay. All right. So let's go with, oh, I suppose I can put this back. Let's go with gray violet, definitely. Gray violet. We'll definitely grab the warm grays. Let me zoom out a bit so we can look at this together. Brigantine is kind of a nice muted one. Aegean teal. All right, let's start grabbing. Okay, so what did I say? Gray violet. Let's see, that's clay rose. Clay rose looks like a nice one too. Light clay, oh yeah, light clay rose. Actually, that's really nice. I like that because I think we will include some pinks. I guess you can't see me setting them down over there, so we'll put it here. Okay, so light clay rose. Definitely gonna get gray violet. See, that's violet. Gray violet. Okay. Oh, and members. I forgot to post it yesterday. But the May download is in the community tab if you guys want to snag that. Let's see. Okay, so gray violet, and let's grab brigantine. Okay. I don't think I want to get indigo. Let's get the Aegean teal. That one's nice. We'll definitely grab all of the warm grays. I think we have the other warm gray out already. So warm gray 2, warm gray 3, and warm gray 1. Okay. Let's see. Definitely some pink. So we have the light clay rose. We could do, I don't think we need mauve. Let's get Destiny pink. Oh, that was your TV. You know, I've done that before, especially where I'll have two streams up. So the woman that I moderate for on Twitch, she streams at the same time. It's usually on Friday, no, Tuesday. It was one of the days. Yeah, Tuesday night, but it overlapped. Was it Tuesday? Tuesday evening. It overlapped with Shannon's. And this is when she was doing, I think, one of her productivity streams or reading sprints, or this was early when you started doing those. And so because I know now like you're open to still chatting even during that, which is cool. But at the time you had it muted, but I had hers up because, oh, yay, Kim. Oh, the tassel. Kim, that's your last one. That's awesome. But anyway, so she was muted, and I had the one up that I was moderating, and I was watching that. But I forgot that I didn't have Shannon actually on mute so that I could hear when she comes back. But I have forgot that it was there, and I'm listening to the woman that I'm moderating for. All of a sudden I keep hearing like this talking. Now this particular person, you know, their Twitch is very strict on oh, what's the term for it? Basically, when you have music that isn't, you know, non-copyrighted music, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, she's pretty strict about it. And I suddenly start hearing this talking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, did she leave the radio on? And I forget exactly what I said, but I actually went into chat. I was like, hey, is this, like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? And everybody's like looking at me like, I don't know. Are you okay? And I suddenly realized it was because I was listening to Shannon too. I was very confused that day. So you're not alone. That's what I get for double parking. All right. So I grabbed Not Quite White. Let's go ahead and get Cheap Blonde. Why not? Oh wait, Canary Yellow. Right? I was like, oh no. Let's see. Got Cheap Blonde, Not Quite White. Actually, I'm not going to get Canary Yellow. Let's do Ryla Pink. And let's do maybe Coral Salmon, which I think we have out already. Okay. I'm going to move these ones. No, I have not put anything away yet. Nobody is surprised. There was also, I was in, it was somebody, oh, why am I blanking? Anyway, I was a moderator for them at the time, and it was somebody here in the coloring community, and I was just lurking in their stream, and I was on my phone, and I accidentally banned someone without even saying, like, oh, hey, I'm here, hi, everyone. All of a sudden, just out of the blue, I just banned someone. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Or I might have timed them out, but it was just because I was doing something and holding the phone at the same time, and I was, anyway. So yeah, you were in good company. I was thoroughly embarrassed. Okay, so for that picture, and again, just if you're wanting to see what I'm doing, I just Googled rainy sunset, and it's about the 4th image in. It says rainy sunset through water drops by Victese is the website. So we're going to start with the underside of the clouds. I actually take, every now and then I will, if I'm driving along and I see like the way the clouds are and I really like, I'm like, oh, that would be a really good reference. So here, okay. So I took this picture because sometimes it's hard to remember the composition of a cloud and how it could look. So I actually just took this, the other day, no, yesterday. Anyway, but you see how it's got all of the light on top and the darker underneath, and that's, you know, obviously because the sun's coming from top, it was right about there. But I just really liked the reminder of the order in which things go. Now, in this instance, our pink will be on the bottom because the sun is lower than the clouds are. So when you do your clouds, it will depend on what time of day you are trying to express. So let's get this back in focus. So I want to make sure, let's see, we're going to zoom to the point where we can see the whole page. I want to make sure that we map in where those clouds are going to be. So we're going to start with the Ryla Pink. I'm not going to go super heavy. So I was just noticing whatever covering, I don't know, did they paint dip this or something? Anyway, there's some roughness under the paint. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we are going to start with that, and there's not really any specific shapes if you look at the image that happens. So we're just going to kind of go abstract. So might be kind of, I'm going to lower the brightness on that. That might help. There we go. So I am just going to, I'm going to ignore the wispies for now, because even if it's wispy, like with how far the sky is away, it's not going to show up all that much. So we're just going to go around those like they're any other object. All right, so there's a little bit there. Put some here. A little bit here. Let's see. Let's do some there. All right, and then we've got sky that's over here. I'm going to try and do this all at once too, because if I just do a section, it's not going to be cohesive. Let's see. Let's do a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to come over here. Are we all in frame? Yes, okay. Go. All right, That's part of the tree. It confused me because these ones have the little scribbles, but this one didn't. But there's also some over here that don't have scribbles, so. Although I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, oh, that's funny. He used, as someone who likes to draw coloring pages, I sometimes will look at what other illustrators have done to just kind of try and see, like, how on earth did they do so many unique things. But look at here what I just noticed. So these 3 groups of leaves are the same illustration. He's just either flipped some. No, these ones are all the same. He didn't flip these, because look at this. So there's this one here, right? That shape there. But it's got these 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got these little humps. It's got those same ones. So that was the 4th one that I counted. So this shape is the same as this shape. And with this little angle here, it's the same as this shape here. So, and not to say that I don't copy and paste things in my images, because I totally do. Not copy and paste, but, you know, something that I've drawn, I reuse the same image. But for someone who is as successful as you know, Joseph or Johanna or whatever, it almost brings me a little comfort to know that these are little things that you can do, because I'm realizing now it's the same thing for this plant and this plant. So if you see here, this is flipped for this, because this leaf and this leaf that are right next to each other are the same as this one. Same as this one. I didn't notice it first because I kind of covered it with the train smoke, but he just took this section of leaf, flipped it, and placed it there. For someone who draws digitally like myself, it's just, like I said, it's just nice when you can see, like, hey, this incredibly successful artist does this sometimes, which kind of gives me the validation to know that it's not the end of the world if I do the same thing. Because I'm curious now if his little, any of his wispies are the same. But yeah, I think all the smoke from the train is not, it is not a switcheroo. Because, like, even Maggie does that on some of hers, but that's because also she does a lot of you know, pattern illustration, so it has to be repeated stuff, which makes me wonder on these trees. Let's see, so the V, and like this is not to say this is a bad thing and you can't do it. Like I said, there are many times in which I doubt myself, so seeing when, like I said, a professional, someone also does this, it gives me validation, and I'm like, okay, I'm not a terrible artist, I can do this. Yeah, this is the same thing. So this trunk is the same as this trunk, just flipped. But still, I mean, because he does, and the reason you flip it most of the time and not do something that's identical is because you want your image, your whole eye, to be drawn around it. Like, there is a gazebo, a really pretty gazebo here in the town where I live at, and it's really nice. And every time we drive by it, I think, man, oh, you're good, Kenny. Ooh, what are you reading? Anyway, it's this really pretty gazebo that I would love to paint as part of the collection for the festival. But here's the thing. Painting a gazebo, especially one that has probably been painted many times, just like semi-realistic, can be a little boring. And as an image by yourself, if you're just doing it for yourself, sure, that's fine and dandy. But when you're doing something as a competition, you need to choose something that helps you stand out, something where you don't just like miss it. Like, let's be honest, unless there's something stellar or dynamic, any painting of a single cow in a field or, you know, a sunset on a beach, there's so many things that are practically stock images that is not going to draw your attention. So as much as I want to do the gazebo, which I'm still going to, I need to brainstorm a little bit, because I need to bring something unique to the painting, something to make it stand out that's more than just something like a stock image, you know, like just straight up. So I need to choose like a not abstract, but what's the word? I can't think of it right now. But I just need to come up with, words are hard, exclamation point words. I need to come up with a unique take on it. Like, there's a really well-known building here that people would recognize in a heartbeat. But you can't actually see the full building from far away. let's see, let's grab our other colors. So it's the pink. Let's do the clay rose. You can't see the entire building from far away, so you can't get a good view of it. The only way you can see the entire building, and I'm just going on top of where this pink is if you walk up to it. But the issue is, because it's surrounded by trees, you basically get this skewed perspective of the building because you're looking up at it. So I'm trying to recreate the building from a view that isn't normally seen. But again, even if I were to do that, I would need to do something dynamic. So it's kind of funny. There is, what is the name of it? There's a show. You guys will probably know the name of it. But it's like some sort of con artist or whatever, and he gets arrested, but then they need him to, what is it, Suits? Is that what it is? They need him to help them, so he works for the FBI, but he's got like an ankle tracker. Anyway, it's this whole thing. But there's an episode where he creates a painting of either the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building, I can't remember. But he does it in this very interesting kind of like Henry Matisse meets like 60s mod style. Yes, /message at True Hue Test. Yes, I saw. Are you trying to do a whisper? I don't know how to do that. With /W? Now I'm curious. /W at... I'm going to test it. Nope, it's just /W. Everyone can see it. I was just curious. But yeah, so I'm thinking something like that with, I don't know, it almost reminds me of like 80s or like early 90s style. But so that's the whole point. Like when I did a library art contest, and for my painting, here, let me grab it real quick, actually. It's easier to show you than it is to explain it. One second. Some of you that have been around for a few years will have already seen this, but if you missed it, /whisper, yeah, no, that one didn't. That one didn't work either. I wonder if you could like just Google like if you can do commands like that for YouTube. I know it works on Twitch, but there wasn't a specific theme, and you could paint. Oh, hey, look at that! All that chat's. There we go. All that chat's catching them. But anyway, I knew I was going to need to do something to make it stand out. And this was when I was using talk chat. When you're using, this is when I was using like a lot of polymer clay and everything. So what I did is I made this painting, which I would probably do it differently now, but it won first place. And the reason it did is because if you look at it, do you see that texture there? So that's because I made a wisteria tree, but then I created, I'm trying to do this for you, there you go. I created a sculpture with polymer clay and then adhered it to the top of it. So it became kind of like a 3D painting. Fun fact though, the night that I finished this, I had pulled it out of the little toaster oven I was using it for, and I set it on my chair. It was probably 1 a.m. when I finished this painting. I set it on my chair, and without thinking, you guys, I was this far away from sitting on it while it was still warm. It would have flattened it so much, but it was literally the last second. There were some parts that did get pressed a little bit because I got really close to it, and I was just, because it took me hours upon hours. I did like a little bit of mica powder on the petals and the leaves to make it sparkle a little bit. I mean, it was only like a local library contest, but it did win. But the reason it won is because it was the only one of its kind. It stood out from the rest. So if I've learned anything from numerous contests and events and stuff that I joined, thanks everyone, it's that you need to make yours stand out in a way that it's not just, you need to make, like, figure out a way to make people stop and go, oh, that's pretty cool. And I mean, I got the honorable mentions. Oh, I was like, what's that stick? And I realized it's my canvas there. But I got the honorable mentions for this one and for the shell one last year. So that's my my goal, is to at least get, you know, another honorable mention. I think the EFF, the effect, was, yeah, the first time. Thank you. You know, Angela, the funny thing is up until I started doing the adult coloring and really getting involved with the art community, this is still the light clay rose. I actually had a hard time with that. But now, after I was thinking about like how long I've been doing this live streaming, and not just the live streaming, but the coloring. I picked up my first adult coloring book in 2015. Now, granted, I went to school. I did not finish. I did not get a degree, but originally I was an art major with a business minor. And so I have a few college classes under my belt that I do indeed remember. And I remember like some key things that they reminded me, you know, to do when I was, we should also get Nova Purple. Actually, I'm going to grab Nova Purple. But yeah, like being in the community and seeing what other people have done with their pages, it has really helped kind of expand my thought process and how I want to do things. There we go, Nova Purple. Aw, thanks. So yeah, like I said, some of the key things I remember from college, I had a ceramics teacher. She hated when I did things symmetrical. But I do love symmetry, and I do. And I think there is a way to do symmetry that can still be interesting. But like we had to, one of the prompts, so we're using Nova Purple now. One of the projects was we had to make a sculpture that was at least 1 foot tall. I forget what the other parameters were, but long story short, using like coil, how you would make a coil pot. I made a rook from a chess set, and I loved it. But you know what a rook is? It is symmetrical. So she really needed me, and I do remember that a lot, because there is value in that. Although I was like kind of sticking my foot in the ground there, you know, kind of pushing back, being like, but I really wanted to do this symmetrical thing. I understand what she was trying to teach me. So I try to keep that in mind, even with like my drawings, especially because that was something that Johanna had told me when early on I had asked her for some advice on my illustrations, you know, like, hey, what could I do to improve, like all that kind of stuff. And that's one of the things that she said, is not to do a lot of the same stuff, because a lot of the feedback that she got early days before she put out the book, call them her ARC colorists, was that Angela. Aw. No, it really helps to like look on, you know, online, look at the artists that you really enjoy. There's, call him an illustrator, because he does ink and he does black and white. You can find him on Instagram. It's, Kenzo by Kenzo, Kenzo. But he does a lot of pointillism ink drawings. And I think I'm going to use some pointillism in that, city skyline that I'm doing of Austin, because I think that will work out really well. But the trick is, you know, finding the artist that you like, that you can take inspiration from. However, do not copy them exactly. You know, if you're following a tutorial, that's different. But if you are creating art for the sake of expanding your skill, sure, take the ideas that you like, but find out how to make them your own. Yeah, absolutely. If it's something that you're passionate about, like I would love to be able to play the piano, but I know that I don't have, nor do I really want to spend the thought capability or the learning capability to learn how to play piano. Like if I'm going to expend that kind of time, like I want to do it with art instead. So for me, I value my art more than the ability to play the piano. In the meantime, I'll just listen to other people play the piano. But yeah, it's just, because the way my thought process is now versus when I was actually in college, like it's just completely different, eons different. So yeah, it's just kind of finding what you like. Yeah. All right, let's grab the cheap blonde, and I want to start with the yellow because I want to make sure that we're bringing this up into it. So for the windows, it's going to show the inside of the train, so I'm not worried about bringing the sky down here. I'll probably do this more green and land, so we really only need to worry about the sky in this section, not really anywhere else. So let's see, I want to make sure, is this, he's got some line drawn here, so I'm going to say that that's part of the leaf. So, sorry, my head probably got in frame there for a second. So this is going to be sky under here. I'm not pressing real heavy because we're going to layer over a lot of these. But this is that cheap blonde color. This little slit here, I'm going to keep as part of the leaves. But it really has been a lot of practice. When I did the festival last year, I looked to see who the winners were the previous year. And I was like, okay, what is it about their paintings that they won? Now, granted, I didn't win this year, but oh my gosh, when I saw later how many talented artists were in there. So it's not so much, you know, art is relative to a point. There's all different kinds of styles and everything. So it's not so much as I need to make mine better than theirs. While yes, you do still need to, you know, make a good painting. What you need to think more about is, how can I make this painting unique to me? Like, what skill do I have that can help this artwork to stand out from the crowd? Oh, I love that, Angela. I love the newlywed face. You guys are cute. All right, let's do a little bit of the marigold. Now, with the picture I'm looking at, there's a little bit of the yellow on the underside of the cloud, so we're also going to do that. So we're going to grab marigold. I'm going to press just a little bit harder so we can make sure we see it. Okay. So yeah, so like I said, I want to do the gazebo and I'm working on that line drawing. But while I'm doing that, because I also have a couple more, some Mother's Day stuff that I need to get done. But while I'm doing that and I'm trying to think of what I want to do for those, I need to start thinking about how can I do that gazebo, but also make it my own. I was told at one point that art is meant to evoke emotion. You decide the... Yes, Durbin, exactly. Fluent in music because he is a professional trumpet player, but he's getting frustrated with the piano because he started too late and his fingers don't work how he wants them to. Oh, I could see that. Oh, not your name. Oh, that's funny. We had we had a piano growing up, but yeah, I just didn't have the I suppose the passion. As much as I go, wow, I would love to be able to learn how to play the piano, I don't have the drive to learn how to play the piano. So I'm really holding myself back, but trying to decide where I want to expend my little energy I have. All right, let's do coral salmon. And the other thing is too, and I've probably been thinking about it more lately because, I mean, you guys know I've got the whole RA thing, and a lot of things that you hear from people that suffer with any kind of arthritis, especially an arthritis in their hands, and mine will eventually affect like all of my joints. I'm not thrown in the towel by any means. See, coral salmon, I've probably got a long while still before it gets to that point where I'm feeling that significantly affected. That being said, I do get concerned about my ability to continue to create art if the pain ever gets to be too much. And so part of me wants to do so much of it now while I still can. Again, I know I'm only 39. I've got a long way to go. But the fact of the matter is, I already have joint pain and I'm only 39. So I can only imagine what that's going to be like 20 years from now. And I would like to have something to show for all of my time spent doing it, you know? Pink, purple, blue, love it. Oh, and gold. I love that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to be trying to do as much as I can. That, and the other thing too is with, and again, I'm not like trying to put negativity or anything out into the universe. I'm just being practical. With the thing that I've got behind my left eye here, if they ever do end up having to take that out, there's also the risk that I could lose vision in my left eye. I'll still have a right one, which would be great, but it's like I'm also trying to think like, okay, how can I plan for this in the event that this happens? Or maybe I will somehow be able to make it all work and being a fabulous artist and I'll go viral because I don't got no knees and I don't got a left eye. Oh, a different picture, or put a picture in a different group. I got you. I use shades of yellow charms and how they stood out like a sore thumb. Or you can say festive. Right, Kim? You know, look on the bright side. But yeah, it makes me think a lot about it more. Like the last couple of weeks, one of the new things I've gotten recently is a knee brace because my knees have not been feeling great. And so it just, when you're feeling effects from it, I can't help but think about it and be like, okay, well, what do I want to do before this gets worse? I don't know. Does that make sense? Thanks, Dawn. Okay, so we've got the yellow, we've got the orange. Let's do, we definitely need to get some pink in here. More pink. So I probably should have grabbed another pink, but we're going to make it work. All right, we're going to grab Ryla pink now. Okay. And we're going to have it be brighter here and probably a little bit with cooler colors on the side. Excuse me. Oh, I love that. But it's, I've been having a lot of fun doing all the different projects. I've always got crochet projects out the wazoo, but I have a couple paintings in progress. And so when I'm not, you know, doing stuff for the channel or chauffeuring or, you know, doing general housewife stuff, cleaning, you know, taking care of the kids or whatever, then I'm usually creating of some sort. So I've got a running list, excuse me, of projects that I either want to get done or they're projects that I'm currently in the middle of on my dry erase board there behind me. And so, you know, when I've got some free time, I'm like, all right, which one are we going to work on today? 30 years ago. Yeah, I love it so much. So I finished Doom Slug. I have a new poncho I'm working on. I have that birthday yarn. There's an octopus I want to make with that. I've had a pair of gloves I've been working on since the winter, but I kind of put that one to the side because I was just like, well, I don't need it right now. So probably when it starts to get to the end of summer, I might pick that one up again so they're done and ready for when the weather starts to turn a little bit cooler. But yeah, it's always some sort of project. Okay, let's go ahead. Hi, Leanne. Sorry. Oh, yes, I keep it in there. So part of that birthday gift was that new kind of yarn crochet backpack, and I always have at least one crochet project with me. Okay, so I want to get a little bit, let's see, what do we have? We've got Nova Purple, we've got, let's see, I almost said Starjoy Gold because that's what I was reading. But no, we've got Brigantine. So now we're going to take Brigantine. We might not end up using that teal. Okay, and we're going to start bringing in this Brigantine. Now we're going to be putting the one of the, you know, a few of the warm grays on top of this blue. So we're just getting our like color down, and then we'll add some more of that darkness. And because we're going so light, I can always lift it a little bit if I need to. But something like this for Sky, I know it looks really light to you guys right now. It stands out a little bit more to me, you know, IRL. But once we get all the layers down, it will make sense. Okay. Let's see. This needs to be blue. I think we're going to need to grab another pink. Let's see, and under that, let's see, do this. But I do kind of see it coming together. I like it. Let's grab another pink real quick. Okay, let's do Sophia pink. How's everybody holding up with the weather? It keeps saying it's going to rain here. And it looks a little gray outside, but I'm not convinced. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, thanks, Kim. Well, I mean, it's probably not entirely on you. I had to cancel for like a whole week because of sick kids, but life happens, right? All right, so we're going to get Sophia pink. And again, I'm not pressing super hard because if you lay down some harsh lines, it's going to be really hard to kind of layer in your other colors as well. I know it's so dark. Like every time I look at the screen, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not going to be able to see like that anything's actually there. Okay, let's see. I just keep kind of looking back at that other image we chose, or the image we chose for a reference. So let's do gray violet. Get some of that in here. Like I said, trust me, this will all end up much darker by the end. But if we can get all of our colors laid out and where we want everything, that's going to be a lot easier. Okay, let's get some of that pink. Good morning, Callie. How are you? Swings hot flashes up to 78 and then crash to 65 and raining the next, right? Honestly, I haven't even looked at the weather report. Steve was saying earlier today, he's like, oh yeah, it's supposed to rain. I'm like, I'll believe that when I see it. Let's see. New, higher risk of severe storms this afternoon. I'll believe it when I see it, Mr. Forecaster. Let's see. Looks like if is going to start, it'll start around noon. Okay, 90% chance of rain this evening. So, yeah. I think, oh, everything just turned red. That's good. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. So, let's go back to Sophia Pink. Those of you that were, I know there's been a ton of storms. And even I saw some tornado stuff like in the tornado alley, you know, you got Oklahoma and all that. Is anybody in that area where you guys dealing with any crazy weather? Let's see, let's actually go ahead and grab some of that Aegean teal. I swear I have lived in the South long on Aegean teal. No, teal. I'm from the North, it's teal. Not that there's anything wrong with being from the South. I'm baffled sometimes when a little twang pops into my speech. Like, I grew up in the North, man. This isn't how this works. Deal. Rain 3 days ago. Okay. All right. So we have all of our colors mapped in. So let's get it all a little bit darker. Let's see. Let's go with it's been glorious, nice. Let's go with warm gray 2. This one is, yes, this is 2. All right, we're not going to put a ton because this image that we're kind of referencing has a lot more strong colors. So we're just going to be going in heavier as well. But we're going to start with this warm gray because we want to kind of show a little bit of that cloudiness. So like I said, I am pressing a little bit harder. May Gray here in Southern California. Hey, anybody else tired of that "It's Gonna Be May" meme that is plastered everywhere around this time of the year? There was a video going around where the trend was, what's a word that you mispronounced that still haunts you to this day? And Justin Timberlake posted it on his social media. And he's like, me. That's the word he regrets mispronouncing. Which is just hilarious. Okay, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to our coloring fan. Wait, did that? Kay! We made it to 20,900! I was wondering if that was going to happen today. I was looking at the sub count. If you guys can see it, I was looking at the sub count. And I was like, 28.99. Oh man, that's so close. So thank you for being number 20,900. Oh, are you getting rain, Audrey? Splashed are everywhere the last few days of April. Right? That number's so exciting. That means we're only 100 away from 21. 100 away from 20. You know who I'm excited for, though? Claire, Color with Claire, her numbers are getting really high. I want to say she's, what, 80,000 now? No, it might be more than that. But like as soon as she hits 100,000, she gets the plaque. So Color with Claire. She is at, yeah, 80.2 thousand, 80.2 thousand subscribers. So, yeah, she's getting there. How cool would that be for like, and I know that, you know, there's you know, Lindsay Frugal Crafter, there's, you know, what was it? Emma Rose Art, anyway, and, you know, there's Sarah Renee Clark. But from those of us from like the core community, one of us, you know, getting the plaque, like, I'm not gonna lie, that would be really cool someday. Really, really cool. But one of us getting the plaque is just gonna, oh, I'm so excited for her to reach that. Yeah, she just celebrated. It's crazy. Any big plans for 25K mark? I don't know. I haven't thought about it. The fact of the matter is, it's going to take me a little while to get there. If we look like on average the growth rate, it'll be a little while. But I think that we could definitely do something special for 25K. I mean, that's big. That's a quarter of the way to the plaque. Like, yeah, I'm going to have to think on it. Yes, exactly. Claire's one of us, so to be able to see her get to celebrate something like that, that would be so cool. All right, let's go back to our Brigantine. We're going to go over the warm gray. It was kind of the same thing when I saw that Barbara was able to like publish her own like how-to book. Like, again, she's one of our own. It's so cool. Okay. But I know she has a good working relationship with like publishers in France because she gets a lot of the French editions of Johanna ones. In fact, I think Barbara actually got a French edition of one of the coloring books before even Johanna did, which is just so fun. So I'm just so excited for her that that was something she was able to do. All right, I am pressing a little bit harder. Let's get in with, what do we have here? We've got Nova Purple. How dark is that? Why am I not seeing it on my list? Hang on. Oh, with no success. Yeah, I looked it up on the French Amazon, but the cost for the shipping was like more than the entire cost of the book. Like it was getting up there with shipping and everything else. And honestly, with the way things are, oh, Nova Purple, there it is. With the way things are currently, I probably won't be shipping anything unless it's like just a single envelope, shipping anything or ordering anything from overseas for a while. I'm hoping that at some point someone will realize that this tariff situation is not going to work. I've been seeing a lot of, and this is not to get political at all. You vote for who you vote for. But I've been seeing there's a lot of small businesses and stuff. We're going to use Deep Ocean that have been affected and have not been able to get any new shipments because the tariff charges are just absolutely crazy. But I digress. We will just take things as they come and, you know, hopefully things will level out. In the meantime, we've got the internet, right? Yeah, I was really hoping to, but as Oprah the colorist would say, you get a free color, you get a free color, Oprah the goes. Yeah, Jeanette, same thing with me. Like I was trying to do a translation thing and then like even joining Amazon, like, cause I got like the trial thing for it. It would just, yeah, it just ended up being a mess. And I was just like, oh, this is not, this is not good. We're just going to be happy. And then we'll tell everyone about the book. So if you are able to get it, you can. So as much as I want to support her, it's just like, huh, that's a painful number. I love you, Barbara. But it was just because it was coming overseas, that's all. I phoned a store to buy a pen pastel blender. The woman in the art store said it might double in price the next few weeks because they come from America. Ugh. Wait, you were able to order Barbara's books from Amazon US? Hold up. Maybe I hadn't checked it recently. Let me look up Barbara's name on Barbara. Crud. I gotta look up the name of her books again. Or better yet, Kim. Kim, can you share those links with me, please? Like send me a DM like on Instagram or something, because I wanna take a look at that. Because if that's the case, then I could share them here. Did you have to because it's Amazon US, like what was the shipping like? Did it fall under like the free shipping, or was it still like $50 for the shipping? I have read though that on stuff that is going to be affected tariff price wise, Amazon's going to be listing it. I don't know. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people that are really nervous about the coming days and whatnot. And they're saying, look, I'm not saying, you know, hoard or stock up or go nuts. And part of me briefly thinks, maybe I should, you know, get a couple things, you know, an extra bag of beans, extra bread. But here's the thing. We had during COVID, let's use the teal, the Aegean teal. We had 2 runs on the grocery store here. I don't know how it was for everybody else, but you know, between the pandemic and toilet paper shortage and all that, we had 2 runs on the grocery store in 2 years, or in 1 year, which is a lot. That was kind of a chaotic year. And so I'm hesitant to worry myself over something that may work itself out, you know? So I'm choosing not to give myself extra anxiety. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, that'd be fabulous. Right, Angela? Well, I forget to look who published her books as they are. Because like I said, I know she has connections with the French publishers for Johanna's book, but I don't know if she got it published through them or not. All right, let's do some Nova Purple. Yeah, we're starting to be able to see it a little bit more about. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, I will not run out of art supplies anytime soon. Absolutely. Well, like I said, I have a list of like 10 projects that I want to work on. So as much as I like a good trip to Hobby Lobby, I can't bring myself to do that because it's like, you don't need any more stuff. Like, you just don't. So I told myself I'm not allowed to buy any more project stuff until I finished at least 5 projects. Oh, that's the same company. Oh, okay, cool. See, that's so awesome. I'm so excited for her. All right, let's go ahead and go in with Coral Salmon now. We're going to kind of blend that with the pink and the yellow that we have. Go. Not a ton, because those areas on the underside of the cloud, I want them to be more pink than they are orange. But I do think it's coming along. I am just kind of like making this up as I go along, doing what works. I'm not following any kind of particular pattern. I do that a lot. I mean, take Doomslug, for instance. There was no pattern whatsoever. And he's definitely a little wonky. These are supposed to be spikes that they have. It definitely is hiding a multitude of sins back there because I was struggling with like the shape of him. But the kids love him. They tote him everywhere. Who am I kidding? I love them too. Right? They're so nice. All my pre-orders come rushing in. I know, right? Thanks, Callie. Yeah. So if you guys missed it, it's a character from, this is Sky right here. It's a character from Brandon Sanderson's Skyward series. Its name is Doomslug. He's super cute. He, she, it, I don't know. But the kids really enjoy him, and I had a lot of fun making him. I blame Emily. I'm sorry. Since I was hanging out in little Steve's room a lot while he was sick, the only thing I could really do to entertain myself was crochet while I was keeping an eye on him. And so, yeah, that's what I did. I crocheted. Thank you, Cece. So I'm just kind of going back and forth and slowly layering all the areas that I want, you know, for where I want to situate their colors. We're kind of going for slightly overcast sunset or sunrise. I guess it could be either. Sunrise, sunset. Okay, let's see. Let's grab some of the Ryla pink, but that's also why we're kind of going back and forth with a lot of stuff. But I want to make sure we get enough color on here that everything is visible. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Kim. Doesn't look to be available. Hang on one second. Yeah, I definitely don't mind. Oh wait, where'd I put my mic? There it is. It fell down. I definitely don't mind him being in French. Well, you know, I can always Google things, but want to support a friend. Oh, guys. Okay, you can't see it, but my microphone cord looks like Paul tried to make friends with it. Now I'm wondering, you guys haven't heard anything funky from the mic, right? No crackling and everything. Everything's come through, and I know it's Paul because he's the only one that does that. The only one. I'd show it to you guys, but it's like down under here. Let's see if I zoom out, if it's close enough. Yeah, no, you can't see it. It's like over here. Yeah. Oh no, he's notorious for chewing my cords. This is not... I'm gonna have to get some electrical tape over that because, gosh, if I do need to get a new mic, I should probably get it sooner rather than later with all the prices and everything. But I might just get covered with some electrical tape. But sounds good? Okay. Because I know I was messing with it there, and you guys would hear it if it was. That little turkey, I swear. So it's why I can't have nice things. I really just need to save up and get the wireless mic, honestly. Get rid of the whole cord risk. I could probably start putting my, I get like, they're not huge, but because I do my Amazon links, I usually get, you know, $15 or so a month from the links. I could start setting those aside. That's how I purchased Steve's extra monitor for Christmas one year. Was I saved up all of the gift cards from that. That's how I got my cutting machine. So I think that's what I need to do. That needs to be my next work purchase. And the funny thing is he doesn't chew on anybody else's cords but mine. It's only ever mine. It's like, dude, I know you love me, but I'm here all the time. Give me a break. Right? Exactly. So there are more books on techniques and how to color different things than an actual coloring book. No, she didn't put out an actual coloring book. They're all like kind of how-to and technique coloring books. Let's see. So let's do some gray violet. Actually, no. I want to make sure we get our bright pinks in. So let's do the Sophia pink. I'll have to look up after stream because I don't even recall. I want to say for this particular mic that I have, the corded one, I want to say it was like around 50. And I think the cordless one is closer to like 100-ish. I'd have to look. I don't know if the prices have gone up. Now I'm flipping curious. Hang on. I can't stop thinking about it because now I'm just like, well, hold on. I want to look it up. We're doing just a quick detour. There we go. Okay, so Roadster, yeah, so that one was like 55. Wireless. Because there's like ones that you can clip. I gotta find it, but with tax. Oof. Oof. Yeah. I think I'm the low end 150. But anyway, sorry. It's just the way my brain works. If I didn't look it up, I was going to keep thinking about it. Dang it, Paul. This is why I can't have nice things. All right. Warm gray 2. Okay. And let's see. Let's do Deep Ocean. We're definitely going to use the blender too. Let's get some of that Aegean teal. Let's see. Hi, Heather. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I realized this was still here. You see me just staring at chat with my mouth, you know, I'm reading. Note to self. Turn that one off before I keep reading. Oh boy. Yeah. Once I pull them up, I can share the links in the community tab. Okay. Just using that Aegean teal. Okay. Let's go back to the Sophia pink. I am glad though that I got comfortable enough with all of this to start doing a face cam. I feel like it makes it so much easier when I'm talking to you guys. Sometimes it's easier to show you things or whatever else. I mean, it's not like there's ever been some huge mystery behind what I look like or whatever. Okay, let's do it here. I'm so glad that headache went away. All right, let's see, coral salmon. Okay, then gray violet. Okay, let's see. Good morning, Della. How are you? Aw, thanks, Angela. Right, exactly. It's always so funny how, like, I'll imagine how someone looks when we only ever hear their voice. For some reason, I mean, obviously I know now that I'm wrong, but I always thought Shannon was blonde. So Shannon, if you're listening, sorry if I thought you were blonde. I think I said that one time and you're like, yeah, nah, I'm not blonde. I don't know why. Like, I can't imagine you as a blonde now because I know different, but... Okay, let's see. Let's do a little bit over here. Okay, now let's grab the brigantine. All I think of when I see brigantine is brigadoon, brigantine, brigantine. Speaking of musicals, you know, if you go back and watch Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, it's kind of a messed up storyline. Barbara had short, straight, round hair. I couldn't have been further from the truth. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, let's add some more. Let's grab warm gray 3, actually. I'm gonna get things just a little bit darker. Okay. let's do the, let's see, do I want to do the deep ocean? Yeah, let's do the deep ocean blue. Brigantine. Well, the color names on these pencils are different. When they made the set, the community voted on it. So I'm not sure where Brigantine comes from. A turquoise tutorial? Like on coloring the turquoise gem, or just using turquoise in general? Just going a little bit heavier. I want to start getting in some darker colors. Okay. All right, let's go in with the Brigantine. Oh, coloring the gem. I haven't. I mean, usually when there's gems, I usually do some level of kind of, see, this is really bright. You guys aren't seeing the true colors. There's some level of see-through on them, but now I'm curious. A tutorial on coloring like a turquoise gem, because that's usually like all the way through. And doesn't it have like little speckles and stuff on it? Hang on, now I'm curious. Let's go turquoise gem. Oh yeah, it's got speckles. Oh, that would be a fun one to do. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, we might have to do one on that at some point. Yeah, loads of different ones. Yeah, Shannon. Hang on, sorry, I'm just making sure. This makes it so much harder with this new UI. It makes it so much harder to see what your actual notifications are. Okay, good. Right, are you talking about the blonde thing? All right, Brigantine. Yeah, it looks like a little bit marbly. Turquoise goes really good with silver too. All right, Luke, we're making progress. It looks good. Like I said, it's a little bit darker in real life than it is for you guys. Yeah, and dark brown. Yeah, turquoise looks nice with dark brown, like a nice leather. Okay, let's bring it over here. Okay, I'm liking how this is look. Like I said, we kind of, or is looking, not is look. We've been kind of building up our colors a bit, but it's still not quite as vibrant as I want it to be. I know we plan to get a lot done, but when you're doing a background like this, you really just need to take your time to build up your layers. How are we doing on time anyway? It's 11:23 already? She does. Yes, I believe Johanna does, yeah. And yeah, I think Hannah Carlson does as well. I'll have to flip through the books and see, because like when I think like a turquoise gem, I think of it more as a rock and less of like an angled, like kind of quartz gem. A turtle one. Yeah, like any of the spiky gems I probably wouldn't do, but, or anything faceted, because you don't usually see like faceted turquoise. All right, so G and teal. Okay. Definitely need to go in with some more pink. I'm getting pretty happy with what we have for our blue, but we need it brighter for the pink. Oh, a stone, a gemstone. Okay, cool. All right, Sophia Pink, and that's in her most recent book, yeah? Okay, we need to get a lot more. And I'm looking at this, and I feel like we need a little bit more purple directly above the pink. There's a woman that I follow who collects glass off beaches, you know, like sea glass or, you know, pottery that's been chipped or whatever. But everybody loves it because when she finds a pink one, she goes, pink! And that's all I think of when I say pink is pink. And small victories. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit of a flip through. Maybe that could be like a single one-off like reel video. I still have, I haven't had time to finish editing it, but I have a reel that is done for, or at least the bits filmed for that Grazia Salvo page that I did recently with the pen pastels. I just need to find time to finish editing it. I filmed it before little Steve got sick. And so yeah, I just need to find the time to finish it. Okay, we're gonna be brave, and we're actually gonna press a little bit harder with this because I really want some of that darker pink. Yeah, that's better. Not just in that spot, obviously, because we need to make it cohesive all the way throughout. Hi, Serena. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, the turquoise, it's a gemstone. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm getting happier with this. Starting to go in the right direction here. And then when we layer some purple on top, that will really work. Like I said, we're kind of going for a kind of cloudy to sunset kind of look. Quick question, if I may, what color pencils do you find work best in these Mythographic books? So, full disclosure, I'm fairly new to the Mythographic books themselves, but what do we use? We've used, I honestly feel like anything could go well with them. I mean, sometimes it just depends on the pencil itself and whether or not it goes well with any paper. But the paper itself, it's not super smooth. It does have a bit of tooth. The paper's nice and thick. We've done, what did we do with our other one? Was it Prismacolor? I think I've done 2 or 3 pages in the Mythographic books. And yeah, they all seem to do pretty well. Oh, nice, Elise. Okay, let's do... Ooh, Wisteria would be good. Do I have that out already? I do. Yeah, Wisteria would be a good one. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's do some Wisteria, especially for the stuff that's up top. Oh, okay. So Marcy, this bit of conversation you will probably find interesting. So I finally caught up on the most 2 recent episodes of Doctor Who. You guys know how on the fence I've been about this doctor, and I know it's not his fault, it's the writers. That being said, I enjoyed the 2 most recent episodes. I loved the throw, and these are like spoilers technically, yes, but it's nothing that hasn't been in ads for it. I liked that they revisited Midnight. If you've seen the show, you know what I mean. And yeah, it definitely reminded me of old Doctor Who, because sometimes what I'll do, especially for his episodes, is I'll imagine, okay, if David Tennant or Matt Smith or Peter Capaldi were in this episode, how would their character acted? And if I can see them doing the same thing that this current Doctor did, then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is good. But I did like the 2 recent episodes. Oh, anything. Yeah, it absolutely doesn't have to be the Arctic ones. The Arctic ones are nice and smooth. They're not soft like Prismacolor are, but honestly, you could use really anything that you have. It absolutely does not have to be the same exact ones. Okay, I'm happy with this. We're getting closer. I don't know how many layers in we are, but generally I just go by the feel of the paper, and I can feel that we're starting to build it up quite a bit, but we're getting there. How are you, Christina? yeah, so I am intrigued to see what the next episode will be like, which is good because it's been a while since I felt excited about the new episodes. So hopefully they can keep this momentum going. There was a little bit of a fourth wall break too in, what was it? In Lux was the name of the episode. And it was where they had met with some Doctor Who fans or whatever. And he was asking them what their favorite episode was. And they all said Blink. And I'm like, yep, pretty much. So I literally have a t-shirt that I made specifically for that. Oh, thank you, Serena. And you're very welcome. It really is a very good episode. All right, it's coming along. Okay. Let's see. Let's do some more Ryla Pink. Oh no! Found some short stories in Disney. Do you have Disney Plus? That being said, I don't know if that's the way that it works in other countries, but like I know that like what we have on Netflix is not the same as like the Netflix in the UK. So this Ryla Pink. I realized that when I went to Scotland a few years ago. And I was in my hotel room and I was like, oh, cool. They've got Call the Midwife on here. And I didn't have time to watch it then. I was like, oh, great. When I get back, I can go ahead and watch it. And when I got back to the States, the Call the Midwife episodes that were there in the UK were not there in the US. And it was then that I realized, I was like, oh, they get the episodes much sooner, which of course makes sense now. But at the time I did not know. And so then I realized I'm like, ooh, we have different Netflix. Okay, then. All right, so I'm just using the Ryla Pink right now. Definitely pressing a bit harder. So for Doctor Who, it is on Disney Plus right now, the new series. So any of the old ones with like David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, Jodie, cannot remember her last name. Those are all going to be probably on Amazon, or you can buy them on Amazon. I think they're streaming elsewhere. But anyway, for the new one, they are on Disney Plus. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Disney Plus. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm definitely like going a little bit heavier on this side. I need to give this one a little bit of attention too. I'm gonna go a little bit heavier on the yellow. Della. Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, the old series, like you know, the early Doctor ones from like the 60s and stuff. Those, I think you can find them on BritBox, actually. And again, not all of them are going to be there because some of those episodes don't exist anymore. But for the ones with Christopher Eccleston and David Tennant and Matt Smith and Peter Capaldi and all of them, you're going to find those. At least I have them because over the years I've purchased the seasons, so it wasn't all in one fell swoop. So that's where I watch them because I have purchased the seasons. I'm trying to think where its streaming home is right now, but I don't recall. It's the US Netflix. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of the Ryla Pink. Okay, I think I'm feeling pretty happy about this. Let's add in some of the Coral Salmon. HBO Max, that's what it is. Thank you, Angela. Okay, so yeah, the previous iteration of the Doctor ones, not the old ones, but the David Tennant ones, those are going to be on HBO Max. All right, so we're using the salmon, no, the coral salmon, that's what it is. Okay. How am I feeling about that? I think we need more yellow. Yeah, and if you haven't gotten it before, you could probably get a like a week's, you know, like a trial subscription to it, and just binge watch it all for a whole week, or like just binge watch your favorite episodes. Because I have definitely done that. I mean, who doesn't love a good free trial period? Okay, how are we feeling about this sky? I don't think it's going to do much, but I am going to sharpen the blender, and we're going to use the blender on it. Oh, bilingual, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so we're gonna start from the left, and we'll just do that. Like I said, I've been pressing pretty hard already, so I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference, but just in case, I wanna smooth out anything else that needs smoothing. And you know what we might actually do? As soon as we do this, I'm going to erase part of the leaves, because if there's a sunset that is this bright, and at that point, it should have a little bit of a, that word did not come out, back glow. I heard it in my head, could not get it. Words are hard. Little bit of a back glow on the leaves. Although I'm not liking the blends on these ones. I might redo those just a little bit. Let's grab the Aegean teal. Oh, fun. Oh, yes, yes, you get the Apple TV for 3 months. How exciting. Okay. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. Let's darken up this just a little bit. Let's grab the Deep Ocean. Right, Audrey? I like those ones where you could actually cancel it straight away, but you still get to use it for your remaining trial period, because then I was like, okay, cool, now I don't need to think about it. Otherwise, if it's one I have to physically go and cancel, I'll set an alarm on my phone, or like a reminder on my calendar that says, hey, you need to cancel today. Okay, Teal. Okay, let's get the Warm Gray 3. A little bit of darkness up here. Okay. Getting close. We're almost done with the sky. Okay, let's do, hang on, phone's buzzing. Okay, we're good. Right, yeah, there's a lot of them. Let's do Gray Violet. Actually, no, we're gonna go to the Brigantine. I'm just gonna bring it down over this pink just a bit. Okay. And let's use a little bit of the Sophia pink. bit, not that, a little bit of the brigantine here. Okay. All right. Here, I'll zoom out. So we're not done quite yet. We still have some time. But what do we think about that sky? Happy? Yay? Nay? Maybe? Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to pull out the eraser on this because I want to make sure I have a clean point to work with. Okay. All right, and we are just, actually that's a little bit too long. Hang on. Marcy. Oh, Marcy, you might need to refresh. Magic keyboard. 14 years. The one I have, this one I think was was it refurbished? Or it was an older generation one, but Steve got me this, actually Steve and then his mom and my mom, they all went in for it on a Christmas gift. I mean, I've got my case on, I got my stickers and stuff on it, but I've had it for a while and it's definitely an older generation, but yeah, I love it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and erase a little bit of the edge. Actually, what side do I want it? Maybe not a ton, not in a ton of spots, but enough to where I can add a little bit of a pink highlight. And we're actually gonna do the same to the tree right here. Not a ton, but just a touch. And let's use the Ryla pink. Okay, let's grab the cheap blonde. Okay. It's subtle, but it'll make a difference in the long run. Okay, let's grab our other color pencils that are here. Okay. Let's do tree bark. Soften that edge just a bit. Okay, let's get the black. Okay, let's get the Sophia pink. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so that is the sky. Let's go in with, let's see, what do we want to do next? Let's do this little section here. So I got to kind of remember what we used before. Okay, let's go in with some garnet. And we're going to keep away from the edge just a little bit so that we can add our little sun glow to it also. All right, and then let's grab sepia. I'm going to get a bit quick sharpen. BBC Doctor Who, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's grab some of the cheap blonde. I just feel so bad saying that, but I know I'm not talking about anybody specific. Let's see, this sienna brown. Oh, good earth. Here we go. Probably do a sharpen, but we're gonna roll with it. Okay, let's go back to our black. All right, let's do just a little bit here. Grab one of the warm grays. This is warm gray 2. Just a little bit. All right, then we have this cable of sorts. I think we're going to make it easy on ourselves. We're just going to go all warm gray 2, and then we're going to use some black, because I'm imagining it as a black cable. Has the music been loud enough for you guys to hear it this whole time? Went out of the line a little bit, but we'll erase that. Normally I'd probably turn the book. Oh, it would help if you guys could see. I probably turn the book to keep it in there, but yeah? Okay, good. I know since I put on kind of more chill music today, it's a little bit quieter. Okay, then we're gonna get our black. Nothing? You saw nothing? Definitely didn't just snap that and leave a mark on the sky. Definitely didn't. See? Just adding a little extra. It's cool. Get some exclamation point snaps in chat. Okay, good. Yeah, if it's ever too loud, you guys just let me know. Nice and simple for that. All right, let's do sepia. Oh, I guess I kind of went down on that. Hang on. It's not in the right spot. Go. Okay. My head ends up being in the frame. Let me know. I know I'm leaning forward a bit more right now. Sorry, just checking messages. It takes, because they changed the user interface, like I actually need to swipe in to log into my phone to make sure it's, anyway, it's a pain. Not happy with the changes. Okay, let's use a little bit of black. Is this black? Yeah. Okay, black. Okay. Okay, let's do this little paneling here. Let's start with, let's see, that's golden butterscotch. No, let's do sienna brown. I think before we stream next time, I will need to actually put this stuff away so I can find the colors I need. All right, so sienna brown. I'm just treating it like the same material as the paneling on the boxcar itself. That being said, like it's like broken glass and it's like I'm trying to figure out, there's like misty wisps in the air, but also all the windows are broken. So I'm not quite sure if this is like a derelict train or if the misty wisps are like fog, maybe? I don't know. I think I'm just trying to make sense of something nonsensical. Using garnet. Okay, and then we're gonna grab sepia. Oh, sounds good. suppose I should have been doing that more at an angle. Hmm. A little bit of shadow here with that sepia. Go. Do some more strokes downward like the others. Let's grab the Sienna Brown Light. Yeah, the hunt and peck method. Okay, and then let's use the Good Earth. It's a little bit more brown than I intended, so I think we need to add some raspberry. Matches the boxcar a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's take our black. Do some kind of diagonal lines because I want this to be a bit more shaded. There we go. Okay. All right. What time is it? It's 11:51. I think this might be a good place to stop. It'll give some time to do words on stream. The sky took a little bit longer than I intended, but I think I'm pleased with it. It was something we couldn't really rush. But I think it'll all look really cool when it's all done. So let's go ahead and swap it over. I'll pause the music. And we can do a little words on stream if that sounds good to everyone. Sounds good, Sue. Thanks for being here. Okay, let's pop over. Oh, hang on, let's get this on. Okay. There we go. Thank you. All right, here we go. If you haven't played before, we're just putting your answers in chat and scores like Scrabble, just hanging out. There's a hole in the train roof. Mayhaps. Potential ing. Well, I see cling. Icing. Ceiling. Okay, yeah, I was trying to think about that. C-I-N-E. There we go. Oh, lean. L-E-I-N. Isn't it? Well, maybe it's L-I-E-N. There we go. We got one more 5-letter word. Probably another ing. What could that be? That could be... Oh. That's the other 4-letter one. Gross. All right, so we just have one 5-letter word. Klein a word, maybe? Klein. Got icing. What about E-C-I-N-G? What about I-E? No. I-E-I-N-G. Just throwing it out there. Yeah, I don't know what that last one is. All right, but we get to skip 3 levels, so it works for me. All right, continue. All right, well. Salsa? Salsa. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, salts. LATS? Maybe. Oh, I'm still locked out. Oh, that is the thing. Okay, sweet. Lasts. Nice. Salt and slat. Let's see. Oh, what about alts? ALTS, maybe? Let's see. Oh, so that would have been a good one. Pretty sure tassel has an E in it, so no. What did we get last? Oh, nice, Liz. Well, we made our goal, so we're at least good there. SATS, SATs. Oh, what about luau? Is that right? No, it's 2 U's. Yeah, that's not right. Solta, is that a word? Well, still, we made our goal, so yay! Alrighty, onward and onward. Onward and yonward. Oh, school. Oh wait, that's not fair. You guys can't see it yet. Oh wait. There we go. Oh. Locks. Oh, nice, Kathleen. Got the other lock. Okay, so what about cools? Yep. What about locos? There we go. Lose. Nice. Loco by itself then. What about, we got solo, shoe, nice. What about chew? Choo choo. Or maybe choose. Choo choose. Oh, what about coos? There we go. That means the one at the top, they're also going to start with C. Possibly CH. Coho, nice. Okay, so the second one's going to start with CO also. What about Colo? Coso? Or just COOH, maybe? Huh, what about OOHS? Oh, nice. Hey, we did pretty good. That should get us skip 3 levels. Ba-da-ba-dum. All right. Oh, 2 levels. Close enough. We made it, though, and that's the important thing. All right, there's a fake letter. I would bet the J or the V, but I've been proven wrong before. Oh, what about rival? Okay, rival is good. So we need to clear the O and the R. Oh no, we already cleared the R. We need to clear the O and the J. Oh, what about just jail? Someone did jail. Okay, yeah, Della did jail. So I'm gonna guess it's a fake J. Fake J. What about Viola? Okay. Oh, what about voila? Oh, ravioli. Wait, which one is the fake letter? Oh yeah, it was the J. Okay. V-O-I-L-A. Ooh, nice, Kara. Let's see, we got oval. Arlo. Is that a word? I feel like that's a word. We got lair and lyre. What about... Get vial, yes, viol. One's gonna start with an R. Robbie, is that a word? Roby. Or... Nah, I'm just throwing out random things now. Dang. Okay, advanced 2 levels. We got this. We're trucking along. Well done. We've got Linda, Kara, and Durbin. Well done. Oh, in One Piece. Did I say it? I must have missed you. Hi, One. How are you? Okay, double E, double D, CRG. That would help if I was on here. Edge. There we go. Oh, recede. That would have been a good one. Which means it's probably a fake C, because it's never the double letters that are fake. So if it's a fake C, oh, dredge. There we go. All right, cool. We got 1 more 5-letter word and 2 more 4-letter words. Deer, D-E-E-R. Deer, and we got deed. D-E-R-E maybe? Oh, greed. That's good. Well, I mean, greed isn't good, but you know what I mean. D-E-D-E, D-E-G-E. We got 1 more. What is that? D-R-E-E, G-R-E-E. Got read. E-R-E-D. E-D-E-R. E-R-E. I think I already did that. Yeah, I did already do that. Huh. What is that last one? Oh well, we'll definitely get skip 3. Oh, that would have been good. The crew. Let's see. Linda, Kathleen, Durbin. Well done. Hidden letter and fake letter. I'm just gonna go slick because I know that's a word. Okay, so it's definitely a fake V. Fake V. What about sickle? Maybe? Maybe it's a hidden E. Sickly. Yeah, that would have been good. There we go. Sickle. Okay, so fake V, hidden E. So likes, like. There we go. There you go, Durbin, well done. Likes, like, don't think that's a word. What about... Slice and elks, nice. What about ilks? Okay, oh, there it is, it popped up. Silk, nice. Okay, 4 more 4-letter words. Aisle, nice. Oh, what about Ix? Not Ix, okay. Or wait, was I? I don't know if I was locked out or not. Lies, nice. Well, still, we did pretty good. We made our goal, so I think that'll get us. Oh, ice is nice, Callie. Perfect. Skip 3 levels. And continue Durbin, Liz, and Linda. Well done. Della. Let's see. Do we have any doubles? I don't see any doubles. Maybe it's another E. Could do nerve. Oh, Kathleen had the same idea. Love it. Nothing smaller than 5 letters. Seen a bunch of 4 letters I could try, but maybe it's an O. Coven. Crown. Crown would have been good. It's an S for ruins. Oh, it is an S. Okay, it's a hidden S. It's a hidden S and a fake V. Hidden S and a fake V. So what would that leave? That would leave RECNSWU. What would that be? Let's see, what would that be? WWRENCSU. What is that with a W? What is that? Got cruise, okay. What is that word? That's gonna drive me daddy. Wrens, okay. Did we get, yeah, we got screw. Screw you. Oh, unscrew. Oh yeah, Durbin, you were on the right track. Rescrew, screw. Yeah, unscrew. Took me a second. I just had to I had to write it out to yeah. Nice. Hey, 2 levels. We made it, man. Works for me. Butterflies, Liz and Callie. Well done. All right. Hidden letter, fake letter. Okay, so we have an ED. Maybe it's a T. Matched. Okay, it's not that. It's an S. Mex. Let's see. Mages. Maybe it's an S. Or shame. Or shade. Games, maybe. Maybe it's a T. Maybe it's death. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard? Oh, what is Mecca? No? Okay. Well, if it's not Mecca, I wonder if one of those are the fake letter. Maced. Okay. Oh, charge. Okay, it's a hidden R. Oh, charged. With a D. Okay, so hidden R, fake M. Yeah, hidden R, fake M. Ached, okay. Oh, what about arched? Charred, nice. Okay, arched. Okay, we got this, you guys. Okay. Raged. Are we gonna miracle it? Maybe? Graced, well done. Oh, that was rough. We just found out too late. We found out too late. All right, let's see who the overall winners were. That was rough. Not as brutal as the other day, but Derp and Butterflies and Liz, well done. Also, I don't ever count my scores because the fact of the matter is I play it all the time here and at other streams, and I kind of feel like mine don't count. Yes, it gets us up there, but I like to count your guys' scores. So Durbin, Butterflies, and Liz, congratulations. All right, let's pop back over to here. Here we go. All right. Well, I'm pleased with where we got. The sky was a little bit of a, you know, we had to build up to it a little bit. And I may add some little darker contrast lines to help it pop just a little bit more. But otherwise, I feel like I'm pretty happy with where it's at. Yeah, that was a tough one. All righty. But with that, it is Friday. TGIF. That's all I can say. I am sleeping in tomorrow. Anyway, it is Friday, which means we have an awesome weekend ahead of us. I'll be back on Wednesday, again, barring any unforeseen complications. You never know with us. But so far the plan, thank you, is that we will be live on Wednesday. All right, everyone. Oh, we're still hearing... still hearing the words music. There we go. That's better. So anyway, but yeah, I'll see you guys all Wednesday. All right. Keep being awesome. And I'll chat with y'all later. Bye. Oh, pushed the wrong button. Okay, well, bye.